Ooh. Okay. Alright, what's going on? You guys are already bananas in the chat. Drop the beat. Alright, what's going on? You guys are already bananas in the chat. Yeah, feedback loop. Oh boy, guys, I have been having a day today. That was a day, I'm telling you, a day like this is a day, you know, that's what you call a freaking day. And I'm in a mood, and I'm not gonna play it smooth. I promise you, this is gonna be a special show tonight, motherfuckers, because I'm in the mood, and I'm just not close to be professional enough not to care. All right, let's hit it. Let's get started here. OTHMARIUS Magic. Like and subscribe. Welcome everybody to yet another live card magic practice jam session on this very channel, OTHMARIUS Magic. Welcome everybody to the show. And I've been just teasing you, but I was having a day. I was having a day, you know. I tried to make up my mind about what it was today, you know, because I stood up with quite an excellent attitude. I was saying, today I'm going to be a champion. Today I'm going to rule. Today I'm going to make this day the best day I can make it, you know. And today was like, yeah, come on, bring it on, buddy. Bring it on. Show me what you got. And then I was having this nice flow. Everything was working, but there was this like kind of objectives, little obstacles, like these tiny things the universe was throwing at me, and that shit was piling up and piling up. So first of all, I went swimming in the morning, you know, and I'm super proud about myself. I went up 7:15 in the morning, just on by free choice, okay? That's not my style, okay? And I went to swim, and I had a good time. I was swimming there, and all of a sudden, some douchebag just swam into me from behind, and I was really angry about it. So when we came to the finish line there, I said to the guy, you know what? It's not comfortable, man. It's just very unpolite, just, you know, swimming from behind into somebody else, you know, don't do this. And this dude, he gave me the look, like that kind of look that he wouldn't say anything. He just looked at me, and it's like, I gotta do it again. And then he swam away. And I was like, what the fuck? So I started swimming there, and you know, it's supposed to be something, you know, relaxing, like some physical exercise that calms you down to get smooth into the day. But I was there swimming, planning World War III. I was like, I'm going full dolphin on this motherfucker. I'm gonna drown that bitch, man. And I was so out of my mind. And then it just kept rolling, you know. And then there was summertime, and I was driving the car. I had a lot of things to do this day, and then I rolled down the windows, of course, you know, to cruise to my city, to Berlin, right? And then I parked the car, and then the window wouldn't go up again. It's like The window's not coming up. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do with the car in a capital, man? With the window open, I just gave the car key to some random guy. I said, just take my car. I'm buying myself a Ferrari. And then I ordered a pizza because I was super busy to get this thing here ready, and the pizza guy wouldn't come. And then I got a phone call by a woman who works for this delivery company, or some startup service or shit, and she's very polite, very kind. She says, "The pizza guy is not coming." I say, "What are you talking about?" She says, "Not coming." So why? And she's like, "You're out of range." I say, "What are you talking about? I'm right here waiting for my freaking pizza. I ordered this pizza at the beginning of time. I was there when God created light. That was when I ordered my freaking pizza. And now you tell me the pizza guy ain't coming." And she was very kind. She says, I feel you. And I apologize. It's not your fault. And we give you a free kind of coupon or something. I said, yes, you will do that, and you give me that. And then I ordered another pizza by a pizza guy who did come. Yeah, and I got this freaking pizza for free, which was amazing. So I tipped the guy. So I was having a really, that was cutting edge troubling in first world problem scenario. So I talked with my mother on the phone. My mother, which recently had a stroke, and I told her about all the crazy things that happened to me, and she was like, "Son, maybe you want to bring it a notch down, because there are people in this world who actually really got serious issues and are in really difficult situations. For example, like having had a stroke recently." I love my mother. She's so good. She's so funny. That was great. So I am just teasing with all of this because I wasn't ready to prep up for today's session. Not a big deal, because this is about false shuffling and false cutting, chapter, I believe 10 of the Royal Road to Card Magic. I've been hitting you. I've been pumping fast-paced tutorials, highlighting the keynotes lately. Some of you might have noticed. Like I put out more videos in the last 2 weeks than probably in the last 3 months or something. Great, a lot of fun. Thank you so much for the positive feedback I got from you guys. A lot of comments came in. A lot of new views. I'm excited about this. Really amazing. And as you might have noticed, I hit you with some basic false shuffles with the overhand shuffle, and I keep there are some more coming. And also we're going to take a look at what you can do with the Hindu shuffle with these fast-paced tutorials. And of course, I also showed you some cuts. So there is a certain repertoire. So to get really started here, before I check out at your comments, we're going to talk about false shuffles, about false cuts in this chapter. Of course, we are really close to the last chapter, so we are here building the foundation for performing decent card magic. And there are a lot of options out there, a lot of false shuffles, blind shuffles, and even more cuts. That's really crazy. So basically, if you just Google or search in YouTube or search online, or if you open up your magic books, you will find in every book different false cuts. So there is a lot of material out there, and it's completely entirely up to you what suits you best, what fits, what feels best for you. I've got my 3 favorites covered in the tutorial series, the 3 boldest false cuts in gambling and conjuring. I'm going to talk about those babies today, of course. And of course, there's a difference between stand-up magic. So if you are doing street magic, or if you're doing table hopping, or if you're working at a bar or wherever, compared to sitting at a table. Yeah, and there are a lot of options. And also there, you as a performer, of course, you have to make up your mind. What is it that you're going to use? What is what you're going to take in your repertoire? That's my philosophy. Take it, make it simple for yourselves. Don't go too crazy with adding too much material to your repertoire. Of course, if you have the time and if you have the skills, if you're a fast learner, why not? But basically, it is recommended to have a solid base of some false cuts and some false shuffling techniques that you can vary don't make a drama out of it, because when we cut, when we shuffle in Magic, we usually are not bringing attention to the cards, right? We want to do this casually. We want to do this en passant, so to say, walking by, just to create the illusion of the cards being fairly mixed. And so why would you bring any attention to it, right? That's the first thing about it. And then in the chapter we got 3 beautiful tricks, and one of those tricks is going to crack me up today again. I'm going to figure this out live, because when I read the book, where's my book? My Road to Card Magic. I was being a dumbass again, to myself. I was just not getting it. I was like, what the? So I'm gonna try it. And then we have the classic. Everybody knows basically. This is one of the most famous beginner card tricks ever out there. A lot of magicians use this as a teaser for their training programs. It uses, of course, the keycard principle, but it's a very neat, very solid thing you can add in your repertoire, and you can have it at your hands pretty much all the time. And quite honestly, right now, the third trick in the book, I don't know which one it is. So no, this is too far. This is already double lift and double turnover. By the way, all the links necessary you will find in the info box and info cards, as well as the info box, right, boys? That's where we go. Boys and girls, I'm saying new days because I want to, of course, include the other the misrepresented gender in the community, that is females, right? Why is that? Because they have been all sawed in half. I want. No, there are great women out there performing magic, but in my demographics, it's 0.2%, right? So that's what it is. So let me just check out the comments for a section. So we got Flying Wee in the house. Flying Wee, nice having you back. Sebastian Hensel is there, although he said has a dinner date with the family, I believe. Ranger 685 says greetings to all. Cabalet is in the house. Welcome, Cabalet. Mr. Last week's sesh. Well, Cabalet, you can always rewatch them later. I've got this in a tutorial series, or in the series. By the way, I got the YouTube reminder for this live stream in time. Sebastian Hensel, very nice. So this works. I've heard that since I've been pumping these fast-paced tutorials, the algorithm even asked people to get a little more information on what I'm doing here. So kind of the AI is kind of now, what is going on with this channel? It's something's happening there, and I'm not quite sure what I'm making out of it. Let's see how it works. So Naira Smith is in the house. Hey, Naira Smith. Honey Badger, Honey's in the house. Hi, Flammy. Hi, Naira Smith. The card tricks is in the house. Do you have any tips for YouTube Card Magic beginners? Yeah, well, this is basically a beginner series, but also for advanced or even intermediate or advanced players. This might be of interest, because it's always really good to refresh the basics, the fundamental stuff, because that's how it works. We build a fundamental, some sustainable base, and from there we pimp our ride. We can go in different directions, right? Narismus Flying, Spike Medley is now. Spike Medley, nice seeing you. Welcome to the show. And then we got Narismus again, says answering the card tricks. You can join our Discord. Maybe that's a better place to ask such things. What did he ask? Let me check this out. He asked, how can I improve my own tutorials? Any tips? That would make a lot to me. This is not the place really to answer this question, and I'm just figuring this out myself. This is a whole very different field. But there are these YouTube experts out there you can consult. There's Daryl Eves, there's Tim Schmoyer, there is Brian G. Johnson, and many more, like channels that are focused on helping content creators create better content, and figuring out how this platform works also from a technical perspective, right? Okay, but I'm planning to add a tier to my Patreon site. By the way, to all my patrons, well, we're calling ourselves Maniacs right now. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Without you guys, this wouldn't be going down. So you are the heroes of the day. And I'm going to add a tier there, maybe where I want to show some insights from the back end of a production like this one. OTHMARIUS Magic is a one-man show. I script all my videos. I shoot all my videos. I edit all my videos. I'm doing this all by myself. And the level I've got that has been developed over the course of years, basically. And if you go to my channel page and you go to the videos, to the older videos, you really can see the progress or the development. And by the way, this is what I really love to do when I discover new channels. I really take a look at the way that they walked. It's really interesting to see what kind of journeys content creators undergo to reach a certain level of production and of adding value to their niche community. And that's great. I love that. And yeah, it's related to what we do as magicians, because we also organize ourselves in communities, I wonder, and we are looking at the work of others, and hopefully not falling into envy, you know, but getting inspired for our own stuff, right? So I need a treat. I will open a bicycle or a tally-ho. This is how we're gonna start this thing here today, and I want you guys to know which one of these decks I'm gonna open. You want me to open because I need to smell a fresh deck of cards, and I just want to work with the fresh deck of cards here. After all I've said right now, I think that is what I deserve. Don't you think so? So what deck shall it be? Hit me in the comments, guys. So Flying Wee just says, just want to say that these videos are great reference. It makes reading Road to Card Magic so much easier. Awesome. That's great that this works like intended. It's indeed basic stuff, but very useful to perform it correctly. Absolutely. And right now in this chapter, I must honestly say, I kind of overflew when I first walked through the Road to Card Magic. Yeah, just because, you know, I'm human after all. And we are lazy fucks, aren't we, humans? Lazy like crazy. And it's really obvious that all the people who get something done on this planet are not actually humans but reptoids. So there are kind of humanoid lizards with human skin, like Mark Zuckerberg. And also it's definitely Elon Musk is one of those fuckers too. There's a different camera angle here, and see this, like this is so not like look at this. Now it's much better. Sebastian Ansels now said, I'm glad I could join. Dinner has ended already. I love for the tally-ho. Tally-ho it is. All right, so let's get to the card table and let's hit the tally-ho here. So I open up the tally-ho. Oh man, this is gonna be a good thing. It's gonna be a good thing. Oh yes, just opening a brand new deck of cards. That's just a treat. That's just wholesome. That's just medicine, you know. Of course, you gotta have a proper tool to open a deck of cards properly, like really cool, like this. Bang. There's I'm not doing any compromise here. Opening a deck of cards, you know. So here we go. So now I get the sucker out, and then let's take it. Oh yeah. So we got our extra cards, which I always immediately dispose. I like to put them here somewhere in a case. What is this? This is such an ugly card. I actually don't want to have it. But you can with these cards you can practice those things that definitely ruin cards when you start practicing those things, like the Mercury Fold or something. So I do not waste any of my cards. And now here comes the famous Mary's smell test. Oh, nothing smells like a tally-ho. Oh, smells so good. Oh, it's like I already forgive the dude who swam into me. How can you be so rude, you know? Like, how can you be so ignorant? Like, there's people... You're not the only one in the freaking pool, man. Get this straight, motherfucker. Really nice, really nice. And the edges are really smooth also. They are, at the same time, a little edgy, you know? And then we get first beautiful fan here. Wow, that is just amazing. And already I'm annoyed about my hands because it's so hot and it's such a sweaty day. Got this very beautiful joker here, tally-ho here. Where's the camera? Like, you know this guy. Very nice, very nice. And we have this beautiful back design here. Yes, very, very cool. Very, very cool. Very cool. And this is what I wanted to test. Like, how does the tally-ho Pharaoh from when you take it out? Let's give it a try. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult, but it works. It works. Can get this going. Not so easy, but yeah, there we go. Little Pharaoh and a giant fan with a tally-ho. Oh, very nice, very nice. I feel so much better already. Bang. So I've got to bring the music down on my headphones because it's just like really too noisy here. Yeah, maybe like this. Okay, and I bring it up for you a little bit. Here we go, and we're good. We're good. So, we are with false shuffling in the ROyAL card magic and false cutting. Now we have this optical shuffle here at the beginning, which I believe is very powerful shuffle, and I never really cooperated this. I never really put this down. So I showed you this second from the bottom and back, you know, which looks something like this. Feels really good with a tally-ho. So you would shuffle like this. Just looks like this. Now I don't need to prove that I can do this. This is how it would look like. So very, very powerful. And we got the undercut overthrow where you would do something like this. Also very useful. And the next tutorial I'm going to show you with the overhand shuffle is basically a full you can perform a full a complete how do you false shuffle, a blind shuffle with it. It's basically out jogging the package. It would look something like this. And in the first place, you can use this to keep the bottom stock intact. Very, very, very nice. But the optical shuffle here is another application for the overhand shuffle. I believe it's also so the whole pack is also a complete or a false shuffle that keeps the whole deck intact. And I believe it's that you pretend to throw cards on top, and then you throw cards on the back, and you pretend to throw on top and the back, pretend on top, on the back, pretend on top, on the back, pretend on top, on the back. Now, this is very nice, and I believe I saw this once performed. If you get this down, and I just can't, I never tried it. Just something like this really takes some practice because you're working here with this visual illusion, so you need to have a constant pace and at a specific and a certain time or speed to do this. And then you have a very powerful complete false shuffle at hand. So pretend back, and right now I'm experiencing this problem that I'm always sometimes taking a portion from the top. But it doesn't matter. So I try to push this up. You see that when you bring it to speed, it's almost working. It's almost I almost get it working. Now it's still very higgity hack, you know. It's not groovy, it's not smooth, but that's just a matter of practice and timing. So we are here in ROyAL card magic, and we're really getting into this really beautiful technique. By the way, I've got some comments on the overhand shuffle. So novices, bloody beginners, starting this out, is saying, "Oh man, I'm pretty doing everything right, but the cards, they just, you know, I don't get them controlled." And yes, of course, this is again, that happens with the sloppy deck. This is a question of muscle memory. So of course your left hand is not passive, although the right hand does all the work with the overhand shuffle. So you've got to build these muscles and the muscle memory to catch this card. And believe it or not, this looks very loose, but I actually have them controlled here. So when I take them, I'm already stabilizing them in this grip. And of course, you have to practice this. So for everybody who is running into these troubles at the beginning, that's just normal. Deckhead says, so many people rush in. Welcome Deckhead to the show. Rush and skip the basic. You need a good double lift and turnover, a good overhand shuffle. Exactly. That's exactly. If you don't have those, you're wasting your time with everything more advanced. Next time No, it's next time it's double. Is it already the double lift? Oh, because I'm so excited. I want to do this. It's going to be great. Yes, double lift and double turn on next week, and then we do the pass. And then they're coming to some miscellaneous flourishes. I haven't even looked the word up. It's crazy, isn't it? A crazy old English word, or what is this word? Anyways, yeah, you're right. Honey Badger says the shuffles don't even have to look very clean, and the messier the shuffle looks, the less control you seemingly have. That makes your false shuffle so much more deceptive. That is true, but don't be the idiot who thinks he does not need to learn to shuffle to master the shuffle in an absolute clean and controlled way before you bring it back to sloppy. Right? This is just really important advice. Is goal, but first you have to master it very cleanly. So if you can't shuffle a clean overhand shuffle, like that is really controlled, whereas everything under your control, you're risking a lot, you know. So don't take this as an excuse. This is all I'm saying. To not really learn the real deal first. All I'm saying, okay, and then of course you can experiment to make it look a little more messy in your hands. So let me give this one here a little try, because just if I'm just look at this, I'm not pulling cards down right now. I'm not pulling cards. Yeah, this one went down, so I'm not pulling cards down right now. And now one went down. If you compare it with one that goes down, you see it, all right? So this is the illusion. Now, if you do this confidently, and of course you don't have your hands burning, you're like, you just pretend shuffling the cards. I like this. This is something worth trying. It's funny. It's funny. Also, you can do this. Like, you can do this. Okay, let's shuffle the cards, and you do this. And if nobody goes for it, so guys, you got to look very closely what I'm doing. And then you do it slower, and then they see that you're just pretending it. You can play a joke out of this, you know, like a funny little bit. And then you, of course, shuffle them for real and completely. And you show this, like, this is really shuffled, right? And then you control the stock. And now they're convinced, and that they learn something about it. just a spontaneous idea here. So I shuffle a top portion down. I pretend to shuffle. I shuffle a portion to the back. I pretend back, pretend back, pretend. Oh, this is really crazy. So a little bit slower. Pretend back, pretend back, pretend back, pretend back, back, pretend back, pretend back. So I believe the practice goal here would be to make this throwing of the package in your hand to get the package below it. Not as little as possible, so to max this out, you know, to have the smallest motion here, and then it blends away into this whole motion, and through this, though, because of the fact cards going down and this kind of moving here, the faking of the shuffling the top portion, it just becomes invisible. I believe that's the trick, and that's just then now a matter of practice. Now I'm not going to go deeper into this. I just want to show you, maybe to motivate you guys. If you start something new for the first time, it's always a drag, and it's really important to understand what it is that makes the illusion work, and where's the subtleties in with your own hands and fingers. Chalier shuffle. What's a chalier shuffle? I've never really used this. So you take some from the hold the back for 6 cards at a time, but raise the left hand. Take this back on top, right? So we go from the top, we go from the bottom, putting it to the top. We go from the bottom, putting it to the from the top, putting it to the bottom. We go from the bottom, putting it to the top. From the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom. And oh, dude, motherfucker! Right? From the top, and then from the bottom to the top. From the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom. And they say it here, to come back to your comment, Honey Badger tonight, this is something where you don't even, this is where you just, of course, need to control the cards, but this is supposed to look super slappy. What does it do? So this shuffle is especially useful for keeping a small package of cards in sequence. We would emphasize the need for making the shuffle rather slowly and roughly, with great emphasis on the fact that it mixes. Do not use the word to shuffle. They say here that it mixes the cards thoroughly. So if I think about it, so I have a package. I cut a package from the bottom to the top. Yeah. So basically, this is a split up single cut. You know, so you cut the package once, and then you just keep on putting the packages back in order again. Yeah, that's what's happening. So you keep the whole order, the order, not the order. How do you say the system, the line? How do you say this? You change the positions of the cards, but not the order, right? Very good, very useful if you're working with if you do memorized work or something, or if you have some if you have some stocks somewhere in the deck that you don't want to have interrupted, like one suit in a row or something. Really cool, really cool. Now the card, it's the irreversible ruin games of cards to have the deck cut after it has been shuffled. How far back the customer was, it is impossible to tell, but it is easy to count for the origin of such an exhibition of good faith. And then they just they explain us that what I just said, that a cut, a single cut, does not interfere with the order of the cards. Although for laymen, it creates the illusion, especially if you have them cut the cards, that the cards get mixed. You know, very useful. It's one of the most fundamental core principles used by so many tricks. And then we have different methods of cutting here. I don't think I'm going through all of them. Just this one, because retaining the whole deck in the same order, because this is one of these cut. If you read it, you won't believe that it works, but it works. Check it out. So I'm cutting the cards like 1, 2, 3, 4 packages, right? Take them up. Yeah, and this does the job. Shuffle the cards very well, and we're done. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And keep them up, and you bring your attention to your audience for a split second, and then you come back and place it on top of there. That's so great. It's such great. And what do we learn from this? What we learn from this is that you just got to be, with false cutting, and to a certain extent, you just got to be freaking bold. Just like with so many things in magic. Just do it. And there is this little thing. It's this when you have these cards. So you want to have them. You want to put them aside. So you cut them, we'll put them aside, and this left one a little bit aside. This stays a little bit aside, so this creates a picture. Now, don't take them on immediately. Match just a little up and away, and you talk to your people, and then you start taking the cards, and you just do this very sloppy. You take the cards, put it in your left hand, and you keep on talking a little bit, and then you just pick it up like you forgot almost. And by the time... It's so good. By the time you've done this and you've got a little break here, the brain has completely lost track about what package went wherever. So if you do it like this, the brain just gives you the satisfaction of this is cut, right? Do I have to explain this any more clearly? You want to see it one more time because it's so goddamn stupid? I love things like this. This is what got me into magic in the first place. You know, because I got curious about my own stupidity. Or not stupidity, that's not the right word. It's like about my own Oh, wait, like how do I say this word of English? I want to find the right word for this now. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, vulnerability. Vulnerability. Vulnerability of things like this. This got me into magic. It's like this cannot. How? Why? It's really like of course. Of course, what is the trick? You know, why it's not so much the secret, but why does this work? Why do I see it like this? Why do I see the illusion? And why? And even more, the more I learned about magic, the more I learned about the trickery behind it. You know, the techniques, the stuff. The more I was wondering about why the hell does this work? I mean, and I love about magic very much that the more I know about it, the more I can value and enjoy actual magic performances. And even if the performance is not really well or cutting edge or fools me or the illusion is not really working, because I'm so interested about the performer, the approach of the performer, also maybe the mistakes he or she does or what he or she does right, you know, because sometimes you can do it very well, and at a certain point, you know, maybe your timing just sucks and it's not doesn't come out as good as it could be from all the work you brought up before. And I'm so interested about it, about how other individuals, how other artists deal with these difficulties and with these challenges we are dealing with. If you start, if you learn magic, if you learn magic, which is the art form of staging tricks and illusions, right? In our case, as card guys, with a deck of cards. And when I watch a performance that is cutting edge, for example, let's take Michael Winston's cups and balls routine is mind blowing. And there's the thing. So there was a point where I thought I knew I studied cups and balls, but I never went to the whole practice. And you know how it is in magic. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how long you went. You know, there are specific illusions. There is no gray area. You know, you just make it work or you suck. So I studied a lot of the cups and balls, but I never, because I'm still mainly focusing on cards. That's there on my desk, and I got some my ideas. I got it written down. I've got my sources to go back to pick up the work where I stopped. But what I want to say is, so I was a point where I really thought I knew it all, and then I watched Michael Winston's performance, and it was literally like. So I was rewatching. Where is he loading this shit? When is he? What is happening? Where is he transferring? When is he holding out? And it's like, and then you analyze this performance, and not to debunk, not to feel bad about yourself, but to really understand how did he create it? What did he understand to create the illusion? To make it so clean, to make it so irresistible. Even and then you figure it out, of course, at some points, because there are basic principles and stuff, and then you go, oh really, and then and there's so much to learn, but it doesn't matter because it's so well designed. It fools our perception. It fools the way we receive the world just by our cognitive by our representation, by our brain, by our eyes, by our ears, and how everything gets all the data get constructed to a whole. To whatever. What is it? What is the outer world out there? I don't even know. You know, is it a prisma? Is it a movie? Is it it's just some atoms chaotically flying around? Is it just chance that stuff is at all? I don't know. You know. And I'm really enjoying myself drinking this invisible beer. Okay, guys. What did I do now? Here we go. No, what the hell? So, here we are. And the camera is overheating. Are you kidding me? Okay. And I'm doing this. What the hell? I'm out of control. I'm out of control. Here we are. Back again. I just have to turn the camera out. So obviously, what are we doing with this false cut, right? We just cut from packages from the top, and then we remove the motion. We just put it back in order, just the way we put it down. And because we put this time misdirection in there, I believe called time misdirection. We create this break in the brain of the spectator. And this is something that is the absolute key for performing real magic with real people. And forget about camera work. Camera work is something very different. Television is something very, very different. Real life performance situations. This is just this moment from looking down, looking up, looking down again. Bang! Like there's two major gaps, two major dead spots in the brain. And the brain is just pretending they aren't there, and they're connecting to those dots. So when a spectator looks down and there is a red deck, and he looks up, and you manage to keep the attention naturally on this level, you can switch the cards. You can switch a blue deck with a red card on top, and next time the spectator looks down, the brain will automatically fill this gap of time between these two impressions and say this is the same deck, right? And there's no way around it. This is just how the brain works, and this is what we use. And with false cutting techniques, that is what we use. That's how it's done. So timing is really important about it, and I'm just pointing this out here to make this rich for you guys, or to make this also rich for everybody who tunes into this art form from this social media site where you watch these trailers of card magic or cardistry and so on and so on. This is a different talk, and you might get the impression that magic works or is supposed to work with the hands burning, with the spectator always looking at the cards, but that's not the fact. It is working with the spectator thinking that he has been looking at the deck all the time, at the cards all the time, because the shitty brain has just cancelled the dead spots. The dead spots is where you are operating. And that is the crazy thing about magic. That you, basically we're just learning our sleights to perform them casual enough and fast enough to go into these gaps. And the casualty is more important than the speed, because if you do it, if there's an interruption in your appearance, that will bring a question into the mind of the spectator, and he goes like, "What's going on?" Then they're checking out, because of course we still are working with self-reflected individuals, so with intelligence that knows that it exists. And that there is a social being also in front of you. So they know that you are actually attempting to fool them, right? And if you're performing for somebody who's not following you along like this, you can pretty much be a Jesus or whatever guru, right? Because then people will think that you have superpowers, right? Or take Uri Geller. And you know, it's Uri Geller based his whole career, and we're talking about a lot of money, man, with spoon and key bending. And you know how this works, guys, right? Yeah, you bend the spoon at the point where the people are looking away. And he specialized so much on it, and he's so good with his timing that he would be able to do it on television. And he would stand right there in front of millions of people watching, audience around him. He would just, you know, have them focus on the horizontal, and while he was doing this, he was bending the spoon. And if you look at it, if there is material out there where you actually can see this. And Randy, what was the guy called who was debunking those frauds in the 70s? Randy something. He pointed this out very well. Hey, Richard Bellis now. Hey, sorry I'm late. No problem, buddy. I'm having we're doing a very, very laid back session here tonight. Right, so that's what that's that, but that's the basic principle here. These dead spots in which you're operating, that is what you do, and you need to understand that this is the core principle of the manipulation that you create. It's like you are like a cutter, you know. There's a stream of information, and you are cutting out the pieces you don't want to have, and you add the pieces together. And this is also done with the pattern or with the narrative within the story, to create a context, to create a stream of consciousness which is highly manipulated. Actually, you are a director, a cameraman, and a cutter at the same time in the freaking brain of your audience, right? This is what's happening. Of course, this is just a metaphor for what is happening, because in a lot of tricks, especially in those we are presented here in the Royal Road to Card Magic, all the work is already done. You know, it's already designed for this very purpose. So no time, no worry to freak out about these things. And I love this freaking cut so much, because that is the key here. And everything else, fancy stuff, is just, you know, that's just extra. Let me show you another one. I believe the camera. Yeah, Richard Bellis, James Randi. James Randi. I love this guy so much. If you don't know James Randi, guys, you got to look into this work of this guy. And there's I believe a biography out, a little movie about the guy, and I really like how it ended, because it really keeps a lot of space about interpretation, because he was debunking these frauds, or who claim to have supernatural powers like Uri Geller, and there's this other 70s guy. Who already was attempting to kind of create a sect or something. Oh no, it was Randy himself who did this. Anyways, watch this biography; it's very beautiful. And at the end, it's like a little bit of a playful symbiosis that he had formed over the years with Uri Geller, because of course both know. That they are depending on each other, you know, like this superhero, super villain theme. And of course, they are operating in the realm of show business, and there is no business like show business, you know. So at a certain point, they were just playing games with each other, I wonder. A very productive symbiosis made both of them wealthy men. Flying Week, I cannot do that because I always focus on the mirror instead. Okay, you guys are in the chat. I'm very sorry if I miss something here. I'm gonna watch this later, and you know, also in what you're sharing on Discord or in the community tab or all the comments. I try to bring this up, but here, as you see, I'm following a train of thought. At least I try to, and so what happens? I missed some of your comments. Yes, Untitled Chapter says here, Flying Wheel, I've learned a lot of fixing some pattern in performances of tricks which failed. Yes, that is. I'm telling you, who said it? I don't know who said it, but one performance that's worth, I don't know, a year of practice. you will just, you know, have something to write immediately, because you're fresh. And when you're like this, you go out of the poem, immediately write it down. It's like, I said this, she said this, or she reacted like this. And when I looked up, everybody was looking at my hands. I believe it was because, and then you process this information. Because of course, although the basic principles are true for everybody, because as human beings we are all the same, pretty much, and even intelligence doesn't make much of a difference, because these are subconscious processes, also like emotional processes almost, and this works for everybody, right? So I lost my train of thought here, because it works for everybody. Why was this important? Because it works for everybody. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I get back to this. So let me turn the camera on again here one more time. It is freaking hot. So James Randi, we got James Randi now. I turned the camera properly on. So this was this cut here. Now I've been talking too much, lost a lot of views here. We got right now 8 current viewers, but I don't care. You know, if I'm saying these things, people consider not valuable because they just want to, you know, do the fancy stuff which is trending right now. We are talking here about the real deal. We're talking here about becoming bulletproof monks of anarchy. Okay, I'm talking about like a karma surfers. I'm talking about performing in a real world, performing in the most craziest environments, you know. And I'm talking about gaining confidence about ourselves and just going out there and just being amazing, you know, having a great time with people. And not being afraid and not relying on one move, on one trick, on the latest effect, you know, because we know this shit works, you know. We know if we cut the cards like this, we bring the timing in, we let a little delay here, and you cut that shit, and we go into the trick, what we're gonna do, because I need you to now to pick a card or whatever it is. You have cut the cards, and for 95%, for 98% of laymen, this is a genuine cut. They're just done. Here's the short version of this. I like to do this a little fancy. This is what I do very often. Bang! Look at this. Look at it. You want to see it with the top card turned around? It looks like this. Bang! It turned out for me the most effective. You of course can also do this with a swing cut. Bang! Bang! Just like that. The easiest thing you can imagine, most powerful, absolutely, a very powerful cut. And of course it's just a swivel cut, so you swing cut the cards, you come with your thumb, you push your right hand forward, you bring it down, and now you're already in this position. This is what I like about it. So that's what the brain got. This, right? This is what you want. This is what you got. Bring it down, bring it up, wait a second, bring it down, bang, done. Created this beautiful illusion. One more time, like this. Yes, of course it does. This is what I'm talking about, because it's just the same thing with the easiest FALsE, 3 of hearts we got on top. I call this the butterfly fly. I don't know what it's called. It's just like you say stop anywhere. Now I have the slippery cards, so this is fall like this, and then we bring the 3 on top. Let me do this one more time. Oh, the cards are very slippery, and also this is some standing thing. So stop right there, bang down. Ah, dude, missed it. One more time. But you see what's happening. Stop right there, turn it down like this. So I got this position here. I create this position again. So I bring this card from the center, right? But it's from the top. So all I'm doing, I'm swinging down the card from the top into my right hand, and I end up in this position. Creates this illusion, as if I would have cut the cards like this. It works. When I came across this one, I was like, it's like the crisscross force. You know the crisscross force? You know what? I use this all the time. Why wouldn't I? I would be an idiot if I make my life harder for myself, right? This is the go-to one. This is the go-to one. I have a spectator shuffle the cards. When people, you can do a trick, I can't do it. I don't do tricks. I don't do trickery. I read your freaking mind. I know already what's going to happen with you. And I just like, here, shuffle the cards. And then after they shuffle the cards, I go like, look, you shuffle the cards really well. Like it's completely shuffled cards, right? And then I'm going to shuffle those cards one more time on top of what you shuffled, right? There you go. Bang, 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 bang. Shuffle them cards. You know what? I'm going to give you a free choice, 2 free choices. I'm going to shuffle the cards one more time, and you're going to stop me at any point. Stop right there. Very well. Here we go. That's what we got. Now, I want you to cut the cards. Now, the spectator takes the cards, cuts the cards, and as I take the bottom portion and put it on top, I make a random comment. I say, by the way, some dumbass question. It's like, what's your mother called, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Do you believe in aliens? Whatever the suggestion request, and then the person is throwing answers, and it says, say yourself, because your mother is called Chantal and you believe in aliens, there's only one card you could have cut to, and that is the 4 of spades, right? You cut straight in the middle of the cards here, am I right? And everybody goes, yes, that's what I did. That's right, from the center of the cards, and I love to do this with a borrowed deck, and it's a 4 of spades, bang, 4 of spades, bang, and people are like, what the hell did just happen? It blows layman's minds. Just a simple prediction thing. and then you from there you can go with a very profound, very solid routine with all your favorite tricks from the Royal Road to Card Magic, and you do half an hour, and you're going to think after that you're boss, man. You're the king of the pin hill, whatever this is, because you just performed some incredible, very entertaining magic with the easiest of means, and that's the key. So now I have to make a little break after I showed you this cut, and then I want to talk a little bit about there's the palming cut also, and I just can't do this, guys. I just can't do this. However, because 9 guys are tuning in, here's something which I don't have complete at my fingertips, but this is a cut where I basically fake this one. So what I need is I need a flashy bottom card, something like the Queen of Diamonds, and I always flash this very often. So I'm spectators, and when I'm standing, I'm just like, oh. So I'm really shoving it up their asses, and when I come to cut the cards, dude, this is this new deck. I haven't done this for a long time. I cut it like this. Yeah, you got the 7 of spades at the top, so I cut the 7 of spades, bang. The only thing is that I cut the only thing that's happening here is that I cut this card into the deck, but the rest is complete false card. And I like this very much, and this is a little extra bonus giveaway here. You might cooperate this into your works. This is a magician's fooler. I fooled magicians with that. Because of this simple thing of the card that has been on the bottom is now here in the center and gets cut in, creates this extra illusion of and it's basically the principle of the palm cut. So you cut the cards, and when you come back, you bring the palm card on top, and then you cut on top of there, right? Now in the Royal Road to Card Magic, they say this is they do it with 4 cards, a multiple palm, yeah. So I'm cutting the cards, and come back and place it on. Or if you have cards palmed, of course, doesn't matter how many cards you have palmed, you just can have a spectator cut the cards, and you come and you bring everything back on top of there. Yeah? And this would be some Leonard Green. This would be the beginning of performing like Leonard Green, you know, at the table sitting. You're going to have a very sloppy handling, but you're going to keep your target cards always palmed in one or another way. You always position them at the bottom or at the top, and in between, when you get them palmed, you make crazy shit with the cards. And whatever you just don't need and you want to show empty hands, you store just on your boards, right? Very, very powerful magic. One of my absolute greatest inspiration, Leonard Green. And if you have some money free to spend, and I have no deal with Leonard or with any magic shop or something. It's just a product that I would recommend. It's Leonard Green 4 DVD set, or is it 6 DVDs? His famous act. It's just a killer. It's such a rich sauce. Righty right. Righty right. Here's a cut. Here's a cut that I immediately took into my repertoire. Now we're at the table cuts here. This is this beauty. I don't have it on my fingertips already, but it is just. But with a new deck now, it's really brutal. It's really brutal. So like this looks. Fuck. Tell me that this sucker looks genuine. And I'm not performing this even fast, and I haven't compared to Up to the Ladder. I've been practicing Up to the Ladder for a long time now. I've learned this, like, I don't know, a couple of months ago, and I never really practiced this. I found this in Tamariz mnemonica, What a beautiful thing. I'm not going to tell you how it works. It's a complete false card. Look at the sucker. I'm just showing this again. It kills me. It's just so great. Bang. There. Cut. It's cut. This is cut. And then, of course, we got on the table. And guys, comes a tutorial series here. This is a classic Die Vernon from Revelations, I believe, with a slip cut. Or a new deck is a bitch. A new deck is a bitch for something like this, right? So really nice. Spectators see the cards go in, and a beautiful table undercut, right? That's a table undercut. It's also a general thing. And I'm going to give you in-depth tutorials as well as fast-paced tutorials as soon as possible, because I now fixed the technical issues to record that stuff. Now this is all of these, or this one is also very beautiful. This is really a very nice one. I like this because it's just, you know, look, bang, bang, bang. You got this picture here, bang, you go here, bang. You just take them, you cut them back. Maybe you add an up to the ladder on top of there, if you can do it, you know. and bam, that's done. For layman, there is no chance to have these cards not mixed. Guys, as a matter of fact, when I do this one, when I show people, sometimes people ask me, yeah, I thought you were in Magic, and I want to know, they don't really want to see a trick. I got 10 of diamonds here, and I said to the people, look, when I'm shuffling cards, right, you would say that the 10 of diamonds is completely lost in the deck, isn't it? I can shuffle this one more time, and then I just, you know, bring it back to the top, right? Now, if I do this for layman, just for an example, so very rarely I do this for displaying a skill level, because some people are interested. You're not really in a performance situation. Something is sitting at a table and people are interested. Oh, you do magic and stuff, and how long does it take, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah, and all the same questions, of course. And it's not a bad thing because people are interested. Why shouldn't there be? It's something interesting. They don't meet a magician every day, so they have these questions. Like, I'm a man, this is bullshit, what is going on here with my things? I want to have it perfect. Yeah, no, this is better, right? And you show something like this, and this is like almost like a performance experience. Hey, so the Magic Corner's in the house. Hey, Magic Corner. And then people are like, what the how did you do that? Like, I got reactions like this. It's add a little springy, and then laymen are just like completely loud. Do this on the table and there. I just share. This is my core message, guys. It's not so hard. There are these basic things. People don't know anything about it. Don't make your life harder for yourselves than it actually is. Because we are not tuning in here to invent the wheel, you know? That's already invented. And the stocks are high. They are already world-class performers. In my case, easy peasy, 15, 20 years younger. So I'm not aiming for Penn and Teller or becoming the next David Copperfield. What I'm aiming at is to become the best magician only I can be. And I believe that's the right thing for you too. And who knows, maybe it's the best magician only you can be the next David Copperfield. But you can only find out if you go out there and give it a try. And you will only go out there and really test you and really get the experience if you take it easy on you, if you make it easy for yourself, and if you keep these basic things at first, and then you learn about the time misdirection, timing, and so on and so on. And that's why we are here in the Royal Road to Card Magic, in the middle of it, dealing with these basic things. So I'm doing this now for 1 hour and 3 minutes. We got currently 11 viewers. This is so great. Yeah, I told you, Blind V, that I have an on-off relationship with tobacco right now. And what can I do? Yeah, I'm sorry, I failed. I failed you all. Now I'm feeling miserable. No, I'm not. Yeah, so let me read some comments here. Honey writes, that reminds me of a performance a long time ago. A friend of mine kept calling me out on my slides and even the keycard. And the thing to finally fool her was the freaking crisscross force. Yeah, right. By the way, this is another very, very fundamental principle. And that is, if you know some sleight of hand, and if you perform a little bit of sleight of hand, and kind of people knew it by intuition, and they're really excited about it, because they say, it's a sublime performance of extraordinary skill, and that is like drinking a good glass of wine, or having a really sophisticated dinner or discussion, or both of it all at one time. That's what a magic performance is supposed to be. And then you pull off some bullshit like the crisscross force, or you smuggle in a gimmick or a gaff card, Let's say you perform a little bit of, not crazy sleight of hand, but just a force here and there, or whatever, maybe a nice color change and stuff. And they can examine the deck all the time, and it freaks them out. And then you switch the deck to a Svengali. Now they believe it's sleight of hand, and they'll be looking for that, and they will never think about it, that the secret lies in the cards. And then you do a very, very mellow Svengali effects, and people are going to be completely out of their minds. Just make sure to get rid of that deck soon enough. Ranger 685 writes, I find that spectators are so waiting for the trick that they don't even pay attention to my cuts. Makes me laugh, really. Well, then you're doing something right. They shouldn't be paying too much attention on the cuts. The cutting and shuffling, this should be happening, naturally, logical. That your action should have a meaning. And if you shuffle the cards because you need them for the trick, at a point where the shuffling is actually not really required, there are situations like this. You want to shuffle like completely, as if you just do it because it's a habit of yours, By the way, if you want to see now, let's go to the tricks here, and I'm going to cut this incomprehensible divination, because it's one of these tricks where you take out a bunch of cards from the ace to the joker. And then the spectator has to think of a number, and magically the number he is thinking of is always going to be the value of the suit that is at a certain position, at the same position of the number or on top of the deck, and so on. And this is like a little bit of a memory exercise, very simple maths here. So you have to subtract in between from the card you glimpsed, which is the 7th card. You have to subtract from 12, and then the fourth card is your key card, which then when you add 3 cards, blah, something like this. And when I read it, I was like, it's just like, well, what? And this is just, I don't know if this trick is great. If you know this trick, if you have experience with it, share it in the comments. I would like to get some motivation to go into this, but I'm going to spare me this and spare you guys this right now. Also, I don't want to ruin my reputation any further. So, and then we come to the circus card trick, and there I don't know who was it. Was it Naira Smith or Honey or Flying Wee or I don't know. Some of you guys added a link of a performance by Daryl to one of the later live streams. I linked this video in the info box. Yeah, right there you find it. And just when we're done here, or if you work on this trick and read this trick, it's really, really good to see a high stock performer, like a cutting edge performer like Daryl, doing this very simple trick, which is the beginner trick. This is the trick everybody teaches at the beginning usually. Keycard principle, and it's a little gambling situation. So I believe in the Royal Road to Card Magic. They don't even tell us what to do here really. So we glimpse our keycard. Easiest glimpse I found out is just like this little flourish here. This rotation thing gives me, from my perspective, an absolutely perfect glimpse of the card. So I got I got the king of spades at the bottom. I can bring it to the top and back and a false shuffle, whatever. So I'm just shuffling the cards here a little bit, you know. Oh, I lost it. False card. Yeah, I guess I got it. Shuffling cards a little bit casually. I give them cards one decent cut. Bang, there we go. Then we have a spectator select and a cut. And you know how we do this? We just have the spectator cut the cards right there, and this is the spectator card. Now, of course, I'm not going to show you this card, but I show you this card. So here we got the colorless joker. We have a spectator return it, replace our key card, and now I don't even know if there's more shuffling. Of course, you can add a little shuffling to it if you want to or not. But then the thing goes like it's a gambling fun piece. You start dealing down the cards, right? And you say, you know, you tell some story like, you know, I have this skills. I can feel the vibration of the cards, especially a card that has been chosen. There's anxiety in it because you are now excited about your card. So if I deal it, I should find it. So and then you do it whatever you say. You deal your cards until your key card comes. Then this is then the spectator card. And I don't know what I did. Why didn't I? What did I fucking do wrong with the joker now? What did I do wrong? How is this even possible? What did I do wrong? Where's this freaking joker? Look at my magical powers. I lost the joker. Where is the freaking joker? I didn't palm it. That is insane. Okay, one more time. No, okay. One more time. One more time. We got the jack of spades. And we need to bring it on top. We need to have it on top. Right. So we bring the jack of spades on top. And then we have a spectator cut the cards. It doesn't matter if it's on top. Let's do it this. We got the ace of spades. And we say, you know what? We place the ace of spades right here. We got a jack of spades on top. Bang, ace goes in there. Now we're dealing our cards, telling our story. And since we put the target card onto our key card, as soon as our target card comes, we know the card underneath it is the spectator's card. Now we just ignore this. We keep on dealing cards, and it's better that you deal them out like a little bit in a row, right? And you keep on dealing, and then you say you come to a random card after you kept on dealing a little bit, and you go like, oh, I've got a vibration here. There's a vibration in this card. That's. I'm very confident that this is your card. Let's play a little game. Let's bet a cappuccino. You owe me a cappuccino. If the next card I turn over is going to be your card, and then people go like, because they think it's this card you're going to turn over, and say, oh yeah, it's let's do this little gamble thing, and then you take the card from the spectator and you turn it around. Yeah, that's the trick. Now, of course, this is not a representative performance here because it's an explanation, and it works with the story you tell, and with the interaction with the audience and this gambling thing. And this is a trick which is easily underestimated because it's like there's so much more impact to be gained. Yeah, there's so much more powerful magic out there. Just watch Daryl perform it. Not now, guys. When we're done here, and then you will see how you actually have to play a trick like that to make it work. And this is of course true for all the tricks in the Royal Road to Card Magic. So, and then we have the Blackjack Detective. The Blackjack Detective is the simplest version of what later then has been transformed, I believe, into the sandwich effect. So basically, what happens is that the jack, any jack, the jack of spades or jack of diamonds, appears next to the target card, to the spectator selection. And then to increase this effect, the card was sandwiched, right? So 2 cards now come close to the target card. And there you go with your sandwich effect. And my favorite sandwich effect, by the way, is Search and Destroy. I don't like this name very much. I don't know why, because it's so... sounds so military-like. But it's a very beautiful trick. I've learned it, and I believe it's a design by Aaron Fisher in the paper engine. Again, I've got no commercial deals or something. It's just me sharing my sources with you guys. It's a book that changed my approach on card magic. And there, what we have there, we have 2 cards. It's the queens. They are moving visually from the outer sides of a round table spread, ribbon spread, and then sandwiching the card. And the beautiful thing about it is the spectators have the cards. It's basically happening in the hands of the spectators, because they are cutting the cards and they are saying a magical word, and then this magic happens. It's very visual. It's very slowly. I have a performance out of this trick. It's I call it it's something with dinosaurs, I believe. Let me check this out. Let me find this here right now. This must be on my channel page. By the way, here, what do you guys say to the new to my new tutorials here? What do you say to the thumbnails? These fast-paced tutorials, and now we got in between our live streams. Very nice. Now let me find this. Let me find this thing. Where is it? So you see, I've got a lot of material out there. If you are new to my channel, it's worth. I believe it's worth browsing my channel page. I've got also my material organized in playlists. There we got Search and Destroy Raptor style, right? So let's open this up here. It's 3 years ago. Now, now this performance. I do not look how young I looked back in the days. Now this performance sucks a little bit, quite honestly, because I'm talking too much. The pattern is way too long, and also the situation of how to shoot this thing, I'm not really satisfied with it, because I tried to really get the whole body involved. I wanted to see everybody, the whole table. But at the same time get a good close look at the cards, and then I tried to work a little bit here with the camera in the frame. But anyways, it's like if you take it for what it is, it might be an enjoyable watch in case you want to see this effect, right? By Aaron Fisher. Anyways, back here to the card table. Back to the card table. No, the camera is overheating again. That is crazy. How is the weather on your side, guys? What are you dealing with? Because we got here between 28 and 32 degrees. Yeah, it's hot, you know, it's hot. We got currently 9 viewers. I'm so glad you guys are tuning in. You're sticking with me here. We are doing this for 1 hour 70 minutes right now, and we are in the chapter 10 of the Royal Road to Card Magic, false shuffles and cuts. We're now looking at the trick, the circus card trick. So let me try to synopsisize this here for a second. So we got chosen card on the Jack of Clubs, which is here introduced as a Harlock Sholmes? A detective card are play... What? Sherlock Holmes? Sherlock Sholmes? Is this a... This is not a misprint. That's retarded 50s humor. Now, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Now I'm tempted to do it, to perform it, just to make the stupid joke. We got here a jack, and it is... Where's the jack? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to perform to you a feat of card magic which is very special. It has been amusing and entertaining people of all ages and backgrounds for centuries now. It is a little detective story. And we got here our detective, Sherlock Sholmes. And everybody like, lame joke. So we got our Sherlock Holmes. And then we have a card freely selected. Have a card freely selected from a shuffle pack and leave it in the spectator's hands. So we say the Queen of Diamonds. Because the Queen of Diamonds, she is... Look how I'm trying to work around this camera overheating issue. Weather is now at comfortable and 29, last week at 42 degrees. What the 42? Flying wee, what were you from again? Wasn't it Austria? No. California? Norbert Kulz. Yes, the question is there anybody English speaking still watching, or can we switch to German? I was thinking to do a German, to do OTHMARIUS German. If I had the time, I would do it. I believe it would be successful. Belgium, but it wouldn't be worth your time, right? A German card magic channel, but this is lacking. There is no decent card channel out there. There's a guy called Mr. Trixel. How is he? He just performed on public television, and he did a great job. Actually, I think it was absolutely fair what he did there. But I mean, like really down to earth card magic. There's no German channel. There's one really good channel called Motrix TV, Mo Jones, and we did a live session 2 or 3 years ago, a live street magic session. I haven't heard of the guy ever since, and there was some random dude in the comments asking me what he stopped uploading what's up, and then I tried to contact him. There was somebody kind of answered the phone, but the connection wouldn't be working. So I don't know what's up with the guy. But anyways, maybe there are some good German channels, but I've never found them. Then this could also be because YouTube, because quality resource content is not fairly suggested by the algorithm, because it does not make people keep on watching on the platform, because usually when you use a search engine and you find what you're looking for, you stop watching and then you do your thing, like planting bonsai trees or practicing overhand shuffle or something, Anyways, I don't want to go into a YouTube rant here. The music is off. Let's turn the music on again. And I'm losing you guys here. You guys are going away. There's only 7 folks viewing right now. But I don't worry. Everything's all right. Everybody who deserves this gets the treat. Oh, baby. I like the speed. I have to turn it a little bit down on my headphones. Okay. Okay, here we're back on track with a little music. Listen to this beat. Now there's no beat, there's just this trumpet. So I guess I got to fix the camera issue. So let's turn the camera back on. So, I want world peace, Norbert. World peace. So, we got our detective and we got our diamond thief. She's a very tricky one. So this is in the hands of the spectator. Where's this one? Run through the pack and find the Jack of Clubs, and as you do this, note and remember the top card, which let us say is the Ace of Hearts. Okay, so let's just roll here with the explanation. I'm running through the deck to find the Jack of the Jack, and as I do so, I glimpse the top card. Now we know it's the Ace of Hearts, right? So we have the glimpse here. Right? Remove the Jacks of Clubs and place it on the side. There we got it. Square the cards and hold them face downwards in the left hand. Using the key undercut, strip off the lower half of the pack with the right hand and have the chosen card replaced on top of the remaining. So we say, okay, now let's lose the card here in the deck, and the spectator takes the cards, bang, puts it in there, and then hand the other packet to a second spectator. Now, this is getting interesting. Now, we get this packet to another spectator, inviting him to take about half of the cards and place them on top of the chosen card and square the cards. What? Yeah, right. So now another spectator just takes a package, cuts this one more, puts it on top of the other package. Doesn't change anything. We got our keycard already in place, and then the remaining cards shall be placed on top of there. So just a little byplay here. You know, so we fairly and very simple. We place the key card. We place the selection on top of the key card, and then we place all the other cards on top of there, right? And we do this by having another spectator cut the cards one more time. And this is once again this timing misdirection thing. Like all of this, imagine this in a real life performance situation. We were handing out the other package now so one spectator is like placing the card here, and you give the other package to somebody else, and you say, here, cut the cards somewhere and put the rest on top of there. Now if you get everybody involved and people it's like, oh, you just cut the cards, how much? That much? Like people are like this. This is how real life situation happens. You actually gotta be navigating the people through this process. Some people are even overwhelmed by doing a simple cut on putting on the cards. Anyways, now after done with this, they all day remember now what's going on. That's the next one. What we're doing after this, and after all of this, their brains, they're already dead. Their card is lost in the deck. I forgot something. So we have still a package in play. So the spectator cut half of the package, puts it on top of there, and then you have another spectator place the Jack in there. Boo, boo, boo. And then you have the other package on that. So then now it makes sense, right? So now you have the spectator's card, and I already forgot it. What was the spectator's card? But anyways, we got it on top of the Ace of Hearts. And we got but from a spectator's point of view, we got both cards completely lost in the deck, right? Completely lost in the deck. And now finally have a fourth spectator make two complete cuts, which will more or less bring the pack back to about its original order, which I don't know why this should be, but we have two original cuts, so we have a spectator cut one more time and just do another time. So that's what we got. And at this point, what the hell is going on at this point? Now, holding the pack as for the glide, patter about the marvelous accomplishment of our detective card, the Jack of Clubs, or Jack of Spades we got, in order to find and arrest the chosen card. Deal from the bottom, placing the cards face upwards until you deal the Ace of Hearts, your key card. So we're going like, we're dealing now from the bottom, and we're going like, well, the Jack of Spades is with the greatest Sherlock Holmes in the whole universe, because he is the most powerful detective, because he is solving all his cases by pure logic. Yes, there is no guessing in this method. There is only logic. Like Spock, like detective, whatever, you know. Now I'm concentrating, so I'm on the bullshit. So we are doing this until we come to the Ace of Hearts. There we Ace of Cards. And now, I perform the glide. And now I will do this until the Jack of Spades appears, right? There we go. So here comes the Jack of Spades. Where's the Jack of Spades? Dude, did I miss the Jack of Spades? Okay, so we see a backdrop of this. Where's the Jack of Spades? Did I miss the Jack of Spades? I'm going to look this. There's the Jack of Spades. So Jack of Spades comes. And now, of course, you take the bottom card, the spectator card. Where would you see? Glide back next time. I have the chosen card named, and then with the Jack, flick the other cards above into the Jack of Clubs. Now draw out the glide card and place it face downwards on the face upwards Jack. Have the chosen card named, and then with the Jack, flick the other card over, showing that your card. So we're placing it here, and then you say, okay, what was your card? We ask the spectator, and then we say, and the spectator says it was the Queen of Diamonds. Right? We worked with the Queen of Diamonds. That was the thief, right? The Queen of Diamonds, and the Jack. Bang! There we go. Jack found the Queen of Diamonds. That's the trick. That's the trick. Lovely, wonderful, magical, and super duper easy. Now again, what I like here, and with the danger of repeating myself, all of this. Thank you, Norbert Kulskar. Kulskar. How do I pronounce it? I don't know. I'm very sorry. Yeah. You know, so it happened in the spectator's hands. And once again here, if you walk through a trick like this, you might easily get the impression, well, how could this fool anybody? This is kind of stupid. Because right now, I'm in the mindset, or we are in the mindset of understanding the method. So we really focused on how this works. And of course, we don't get the idea or the effect or the impression of the illusion. Now, I would walk through the whole process once again to get this a little bit smoother for myself. So I test this out. Now from the skill level here, this is easy. So what we do, we have a spectator select a card. One more, very brief. A card. Spectator selects a card, random. Ace of Hearts, very nice. And then we say we need the detective. Now as we get the detective, and you can take any card. It doesn't really matter. Let's play it. Let's play it a little. Let's bring a little feminism in here. So where's a good card? So I already glimpsed the key card. So we say a little key card, which is the 9 of Spades, and then you bring the Queen out, our detective Queen, right? We get a 9 of Spades on top of the deck. And now you can even, if you want to, now shuffle this one more time. If you think you need to hide this, of course we keep the 9 of Spades on top of the deck, and you do this undercut, and you say, come on, put the Ace of Hearts right, because the Ace of Hearts represents the thief, you know. I would have spectators select a jack as a thief and a lady detector, and then you play. Yeah, what's famous right now? House of Cards, right? Yeah, I would do it House of Cards theme out of it, basically. And then you place the card onto the key card, 9 of Spades, right? Bam, you go there. Now you have another spectator cut the deck, place cards on top of there. Have another spectator bring your Queen in there, bring it all on top of there. Another spectator cuts the cards completely 2 times. All right, that's what they mean with bringing it in the same order. Now this is where it is. Right, you know, you take the cards, and now from layman's perspective, both cards are completely lost. So you perform the glide. That's the only thing you do, and it's easy as crazy. And then you deal down the cards, and because this is a boring process, you now want to talk about something that's engaging with your audience. And this something then I at this point from the skill level where we at in this point in the book, this is what you should need to the mighty audience say hello, and then Jari Vinanan, great trick. Yeah, I think so. Great trick. Here's the camera. There I read the chat. Anyways, so it's something engaging. And now House of Cards, this is something that's in trending right now, everybody. And then you do the House of Cards story. So our detective, I missed the key card already. I forget it. The detective, 9 of Spades was it, right? Is going, did I miss the 9 of Spades here? I'm doing the same thing again. Notice the 9 of Clubs. Right. So, and of course, you need to go through this a couple of times. 9 of Spades, and now I take the What? How was it? 9 of spades. Now I got the key. No, now. No. I just used the key card at the point when the 9 of spades comes, because here's the ace of cards. Now I glide. I glided from the beginning, and now I keep on going until our detective comes. What did we say was the detective? Now it really doesn't matter at this point who's the detective. The queen of clubs. Bang! You come out with the last cards. Queen of spades, and you say, "See the queen of spades? That's the detective," and she finds the professor. and then they have this little strange bondage thing going on in his garage, you know, and and she can't shoot him because she loves him, and he can't strangle her because he loves her, and he's the master thief, and she's a very confused police officer and stuff, you know, and whatever. And that's much more important at this point, from the skill level to practice, to make this really roll, right? A very great trick, very easy. From skill level, all you need to know is the glide and this undercut, right? This undercut, this one, bam. That's what you do. What you do here now, I just to be today, you have the cards like we would for the Hindu shuffle. Drop it down, and automatically this brings the top card in the center, right? Just bang. There you go. That's it. That's it. What are we talking about? Is there any skill? And then, of course, I will do a tutorial on the glide. But this is the glide, right? We talked about it in the other series. That's the glide. That looks, and and then you hear, and then you're pulling them out, and until you come, you pull this card back a little bit, and then you can, you know, pull the cards from here. That's the glide. That's all you got from skill level. So that's really easy. This opens up a window of opportunity, or a time window for you to come up with this story and really make it engaging for your audience. So House of Money. House of, what's it called? House of Money. I'm in the middle of the second season, and I like this show, but it's not that good. It's too much hype about it. I don't know why the people are so super hyped. And I'm really disappointed about this female character, because she was introduced as such a strong character, and I like that. I said like a really badass bitch that shows the world some fighting skills, and she does, but she's also drawn as kind of like a psycho emo bitch, which is such a shame for the character. Anyways, I'm very sensitive about female characters, because we need more powerful female characters in drama, in movies. I totally believe, not because I want to out myself as a feminist. I'm not that type of guy, but I'm interested in narratives and narration, and something we're lacking. And I hate it when TV writing or movie writing just, you know, gets it, it's got approach, it starts good, and it's like, nah, now it's just another psycho girlfriend. You know? Yeah, anyways, another topic. For me, when I perform to people, they usually ask me to give them the deck to shuffle, so I would do this only after I have done a trick when they can shuffle the whole deck. Well, then, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't do this. I would not. Maybe you got to be a little bit more cocky with your audience, because you are the master, you're the magician. You have to be in control of the situation. And if you, and especially if you play a character that is more humorous, a clowny like type, you know. Because that's your show, that's your thing. You are in charge. You are manipulating their perspective. That's what you do. So if they want to shuffle the cards, that's your attitude. They only take the cards. They only do what you want to do. Of course, you don't present it like that. But that's how you got to play it. So if they say, "Oh, I want to shuffle the cards," you say, "Well, yeah. Can you shuffle the cards?" Somebody comes to me and say, "I want to shuffle the cards," I say, like, "How can you shuffle the cards?" I shuffle. I do some a little bit fancy stuff, and they go like, yeah, better not. Easy. Or if you can, if you want to get into something, because this is super annoying. So you got a nice start, you got something prepared, you got a good vibes, you got to get something going, or you just did a deck switch, and then some random douche says, I want to shuffle the cards. No, seriously, fuck this guy. You're not gonna shuffle the cards. But if you just getting started and it's a random situation and you are performing with nothing but a random deck with these tricks, all these tricks. We got in the Royal Road to Card Magic that are basically impromptu, where you can when you can get started right away. Why not let them have to shuffle the cards? Then you have them shuffle the cards, and then you to kill it anyway. And then they're going to be the douche. And this is what you can say then. Also, you can play cocky a little bit if this is your style. You can say, yeah, if you can shuffle the cards, it just makes it worse for you because you're not gonna beat that shit, motherfucker. Right? And then he was like, okay, I shuffle the cards. I shuffle the cards. This, by the way, very funny. And it's something really, this is a learning process, never ends. You will come out with some strategies. The moment where people select a card, these jokers who go for the top cards, or these jokers who go like, like, yeah, you don't have them play these games with you. They're just testing. It's like they are like children at this point. They are just testing borders, Just give them some borders, okay? You're not getting candy today. You're not getting candy, right? Or when people try to, this is what I usually say when people, they're grown-up men. Usually people in authority, like so higher in hierarchies, they always want to grab for their cards, and then they go for your gimmicks or for your cards. Businessman. Oh yeah, I just go over them like with a fuck. I just cut their face with a razor blade. I usually say, didn't your mommy teach you not to touch other people's stuff? And then everybody's going like hee, and they're usually going, yeah, okay, I'm backing up. Something like that. But of course, this can backfire. There's some audience members, but no, I don't want to terrify you because this can be terrifying. Sometimes you get at somebody who's just making it a fight. He's just making it a This is heckling in magic. Heckling in magic is the worst. It's already, I really enjoy watching stand-up comedians dealing with hecklers because this is, you're there, you're doing good, and then these people go in and they're shouting some shit, and you have to deal with this, and you're on stage, and you're kind of responsible for the whole situation. And in magic, it's the worst heckling is when somebody challenge you, that they get into this mindset. It's like, so I'm going to ruin it for him. This is once again, it's mainly male, mid-30s, higher in mid-high hierarchy. It's not the big. It's not the sharks, the big players. It's the guys below. They have to prove themselves all the time, and they will get you. They will get at you like this, and they will try to get the all intent. They will try to make it a fight between you and them, and you gotta get out of this very, very quickly, because they will crush you. It doesn't matter, because it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, and at some point, but you can get it with comedy. You can just shift the attention to somebody else, or you just can go home crying. All of this happened, man. All of this happened to me. Not all of it. I'm usually just been at home crying. Guys, we're in for 1 hour and 40 minutes. This is just already way too long again. But who cares? So what do we smoke before the live stream? I do not take any drugs. Here's my secret. I was born in the 70s. So back in the 70s, everybody was smoking, drinking alcohol, and in medicine they were like shooting with X-rays like crazy motherfuckers. And when my mother was unknowingly pregnant with me for the first time, she got some X-ray therapy, and they just smoked my brain with X-rays. It's a true story. I got kind of a thing on my back, so I'm really paranoid about losing my hair, because then you see this ugly cancer on my head. This it's not cancer, it's not good growing, but it's just like. And once fun fact, fun story. I once went to to a doctor to check it if it's still okay or if it's like eating my brain. I was worried, and the guy, he took kind of a medical thing, like a spoon, and he said, "Oh, there's no worry, I can scratch it out right away." And this was like, what the fuck? This motherfucker's Frankenstein, and I just ran away, and I never consulted a doctor ever since. I say your hands clean as a. So what do you smoke? So honey, I can spend my money for welfare. Don't need drugs. I'm a X-ray superhero. That's when I palm their card and give them cards to shuffle and say when they give the cards back, do you really think that's going to matter? And I just card their card right away. Yeah, this is also a solution. Like depending on the situation, but if you get this ass character, something like this, you know, solve it with this, you know, just make clear you cannot destroy. I'm boss here, okay? You better follow my lead and we have a great time, and if not, just, you know, you're going to be embarrassed in front of your friends in your private time, and then usually they back up, and if they don't, yeah, palm and asshole card on the classic FALsE part. Yeah, right. So you know what I'm talking about, and you know that's the strategy. With this character, humor doesn't help. Usually they read humor as weakness. Norbert Kuska, or let them shuffle the deck and call the card you want to force on top. All these options, you know. But quite honestly, this is something, and I would be lying if I say that I'm super cool with situation. This is something. This is experience. To be really, you know, to be a spot on. What can you do? You know, first time you're just happy to have done it, and you know, and if you bad luck, you run into a nasty situation like this. But usually, especially, you don't. I mean, who gets started with magic and then performs in a I don't know, a nightlife business entrepreneur corporate situation where these assholes are crowded. You don't do this. It's like, that's crazy. That's like I watched 3 YouTube tutorials in karate, and now I go to some full contact cage fight in the US and see how I'm doing there. Right, yeah, now you die. Don't do it. So, but you walk your way in there, you know. And when you so I'm always saying this. It's step by step. It's the royal road to card magic, guys. I'm getting back here to what we do. The royal road to card magic. I like this name so much because it's a road. It's a journey. It's a path. It's something step by step. It's not something you achieve overnight. And it's something where when you build it up from the beginning, and if you lay your foundation, you'll be good to go to a certain level, and you're going to be able to perform some decent magic. And with this set, you can just, you know, go out and have fun. And if you want more, if you want to push your limits, then it's going to be your journey, and you will know where you're coming from, and everything's all right. That's how easy it is, I believe. Next week, we are going to deal with the double lift and turnover, and then the week after, we're talking once again about the past. Are you freaking kidding me? And now the music is again super loud. How long was the music so loud? Double lift, double turnover. You will find a tutorial series on my channel page, giving you the best beginner double lift, double turnover, the best working double lift, double turnover, the strike double lift turnover, and a fancy flourishy double lift, double turnover for a standing, good for a stand-up situation. It's embedded in a tutorial series with covering everything you need. So prepare yourself for the session, and it's going to be much richer for you. I'm really curious to to look into the Royal Road to Card Magic with the overhand shuffle, because I must be honestly, I didn't learn the overhand shuffle, the double lift, double turnover with the Royal Road to Card Magic. There were different sources. There are really great sources out there, and I started this for a very, very long time because, of course, the double lift is one of the most important, more advanced sleights in card magic, and it is sadly, in general, performed rather poorly, although there is no need. We're going to talk about this next week. You make sure to hit triple combo like, subscribe, and notification bell icon so that you will be notified. All these videos are already up. I believe you should see them somewhere in your suggestions. Set reminder, and you will be definitely reminded that it's going on next week, same time like this week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Berlin summertime. This is GMT +2. And then the week after, we hit the pass, which is going to be really, really cool. I'm really excited about taking a close look at the tricks with the pass in the Royal Road to Card Magic. Because, and this is going to be the focus on this session, after the double lift, double turnover, the pass, we're going to really focus more on the use of the pass, because it's all out there. There are so many tutorials out there on the technique of the pass. Of course, I'm going to rush through it, the keynotes, but so much more important is how to freaking use this thing, actually. Because why would you spend any time practicing this rather difficult slide if you have no idea how to use it, right? And then we can relax again, we talk about flourishes, and we proceed, and we'll keep on walking on the Royal Road to Card Magic. Does that sound great? I think so. Guys, I had a blast of a time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I need to leave now. Have a nice evening. Naira Smith. I'm just closing here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support on Patreon also. The Mighty Audience, well, I made it for the last 5 minutes. Well, the Mighty Audience, you can watch this whole thing later on, although it's not live, but it's kind of a little bit, you know, because it was a live session. And also you find all the other sessions in the info cards right there. If you want to support my work without making a pledge, financial commitment on Patreon, I am using this absolutely fantastic web browser, Brave, for over a year now. It is absolutely fantastic, very clean, very fast, with high privacy standards. You should give it a try. There is a affiliated link in the info box. It's the very last link in the info box. I explain a little bit how this thing works, and if you download it there, it doesn't cost you a penny, and if you test it for 30 days, I get $5 in a cryptocurrency called Basic Attention Token, which will be used for contributing to my favorite content creators, mainly royalty-free music by the Royalty-Free Planet. This was the music we have been listening here tonight all the time in the background. They give us content creators dope shit like this. I mean, this is royalty-free music that is almost so good you can rave to this, you know. And I like to pay them some money because I need that stuff. I want to keep them coming with it, and I use Brave for this. So that's that. No, because I have a great time. Hope to catch you next time as well. I do watch them. Okay, guys, you got 30 seconds to say goodbye to each other. We have been doing this today for 1 hour, 51 minutes, and exactly 35 seconds at the time being. My name is OTHMARIUS, and I am dedicated in helping you guys becoming the best magician only you can be. Because this is my journey, becoming the best magician I can be, and I just don't like walking alone, you know, so welcome to this journey. And in the meantime, whatever you do, and I hope you practice a lot and you practice well, and in the meantime, you can rest assured more magical stuff is going to be uploaded very soon. OTHMARIUS Magic.